So, Shreyans, if you can walk us through how this, how AI Gateway compares to what Anthropic is now considered best practice.
Yeah.
There's 5 of them that comes to mind, and if we can start with the prompt injection.
Yeah. So think about, it's very interesting. We talk about prompt injection and how the world evolved around that, right? What is prompt injection in the new world is similar to, you can call it SQL injection in the old days, right?
Yeah.
Like you there is like, what is SQL, right? Like ability to fetch data in a structured format. There is syntax around it, and a SQL, you could inject other instructions to fetch, exfiltrate a lot more data than you're actually supposed to, right? Prompt injection is very similar to that, right? So LLM understands certain languages, right? But when you're interacting with that LLM, the data that it's actually sourcing from could come in from the user. That data could be appended with the data that could be coming from an untrusted source. And those two things combine to form something unintended for the real user. That's effectively prompt injection, right? Like now, in the new world where LLMs have a mastery of hundreds, maybe thousands of language, they can innovate their own languages. So having a prompt injection is important, detection is important, but it is kind of unsolvable at the LLM layer. It's just the way LLMs are actually built. There is a technical reasoning behind it. But how do you solve for that, right? Like you need to have prompt injection detection prevention, but not necessarily detect the prompt injection itself, right? And the way we Cequence thinks about it is LLMs are the non-deterministic layer,
Yeah.
right? But ultimately, they're going to fetch your crown jewels over a deterministic channel. They're going to make an API call, an MCP call, any of those things, right? As long as the agents are not allowed to access certain data, right? Either direct deny, right? That I don't even have an ability to reset a password, right? That's what happened literally at Instagram, right? When an AI agent was, you can call it coerced or you call it prompt injected to reset somebody else's password, right? If I'm not even allowed to do it, it doesn't really matter. Like you can prompt inject and I have prevention for that, right? So Cequence provides that approach. Number one is I'm not going to allow you to access data that you should not have access to. Even if you do need access to that for the use case that you have or the job description you have, you don't need access to raw sensitive data at all, right? In your case, you can make do with the redacted data. You don't need email addresses directly. So all those things is how Cequence solves the problem on the deterministic side. So you have deterministic outcomes. If you work on the non-deterministic side or a probabilistic side, you will have non-deterministic outcomes. So you will never have a prompt injection detection and prevention on that side. Like I can go on and on with many such examples, like on Twitter/X, right? There was a prompt injection that happened because the bad guys actually used Morse code instead of real English or other thing, right? Like how many different languages your detection mechanism going to use? But yes, so prompt injection is one thing that our AI gateway sitting between the agent and your deterministic layer disallow for however much the coercion happens at the prompt layer, right? I'm not going to give you access to that. That's how we stop it.
Yeah, that's really good.